France is synonymous with cheese, and whilst the rest of the world seems to be demonising dairy, the French celebrate their huge variety of regional cheeses with panache, obsessing over the ripeness of a gooey camembert and debating the pros and cons of a Pouligny versus a Chabichou. French cheese shops, fromageries, are like living museums full of tiny dairy-shaped treasures, and every arrondissement in Paris has a few fromageries so that you can find your favourite. I love how the cheesemonger will guide you with great passion as to what you might like, which cheese is at which ripeness and maturity, and which wine you can serve it with. They can even prepare a cheese platter for you if you're hosting and give them some notice. And that's the subject of today's video, preparing your very own cheese board. I'm Aleksandra Olenska, and I've worked as a creative director and stylist for luxury brands including Chanel, Celine and Vanessa Bruno, as well as magazines including Vogue and Harper's Bazaar. And I've been featured in international press including Forbes, Elle, The Sunday Times and The Independent. I now help directors and leaders in midlife and beyond to rebalance that work, busy lifestyle you've become accustomed to, because you know life's too short to stay in that career-driven comfort zone. I help you to redesign and restyle your life, especially at midlife with life-changing transitions such as the breakup of relationship, divorce, menopause, or turning 40 and beyond. From your home and your wardrobe to your mind and social life, I help you with your stylish next chapter to step into your best life, because I know you're ready to rock life again. In France, cheese is typically served before a meal as part of an apéro. I have a video about creating your very own impromptu apéritif in the link below. And cheese, more significantly, is served after a meal before dessert. That could be at lunch or at dinner time, especially at a long weekend family meal. Watch to the end of this video for French tips on eating the cheese once you've prepared the board. So it's fun to have a few different cheeses on a board. You don't need to go overboard, generally from 3 to 5 cheeses. I'm not sure why it always seems to be an odd number, to include harder and softer cows and goats or used cheese to your taste. As with most things in France, it's about quality over quantity, style and substance. And by the way, if you're looking for more French style inspiration, check out my free guide, Entertaining Like a Parisienne, in the links below, as well as my other videos on French style for your home and wardrobe by subscribing to this YouTube channel. I tend to include a crowd pleaser, such as a nutty Comté, with a sheep or goat's cheese on the side, such as a little Rocamadour, my personal favourite, or a Pouligny pyramid, and then choose random cheeses that look great from whatever's going on in the cheese shop. Also, sometimes I like to include a vegan cheese. I know that's not very French, of course, but it's always a conversation starter, and the French do love to talk about food. If I serve a vegan cheese, I tend to put either a little flag in it to let them know it's a vegan cheese, or I serve it separately. Here I've mixed up the different marble platters. I think it adds an extra textural dimension. It kind of matches the beautiful textures of the cheese. Many modern midlife women, vegan or otherwise, are starting to cut back on dairy due to hormones in industrial milk production especially, and also fat content. So a vegan option made from alternatives such as cashew milk can be a considerate addition to your cheese board, as long as clearly labelled or set apart and with a separate knife. The French cheeses are so resplendent, though, that they take the main focus. Although I also like to add a few bits and pieces for visual impact as much as deliciousness, depending on what I have in. That could be a few little walnuts, some grapes, dried fruit like dates here or apricots, for example, some honey to put with a sharp goat's cheese, or a fig or quince confiture. Not all of these things all at once, of course, and I love a good red wine with my cheese. You don't need to overload your cheese board. It's good to have space around the cheese for easy access, and so that you can admire the beauty of each piece before eating. In terms of eating it, simply enjoy. It doesn't really matter, of course, but it can make sense to eat the mildest cheese first, so as not to overwhelm your taste buds with a stinky strong Roquefort, for example. Do you love or hate a stinky cheese? Let me know in the comments below. Naturally, with the harder cheeses, we've got a lovely manchego here, you may wish to cut off the rind once you've served it to yourself on your plate, unlike with a softer cheese, such as a softer goat's cheese, for example. With a round or pyramid-shaped cheese, take a slice as you would with a tart or a pie, whereas with a long cylindrical cheese, a round slice is perfect. And for harder cheeses, a horizontal slice will do. With the gooier cheeses, often the middle bit is considered the most delicious, so it can seem rude to chop off a gooey point or delve straight into the centre of a softer cheese. Remember that often in Paris, the crunchy baguette or bread is in a basket and frequently positioned on the table next to the plate once you've served yourself. Don't stress about it if you pop it on your plate, just do it with panache and enjoy. Et voilà, merci and thank you for watching. À la prochaine, bye bye!